Welcome to the Money Business Podcast. I'm Neal Regino.
I am Brian Weyman.
We're going to create a podcast that's tailored towards business owners and their finances. And today we're just going to give intros on who we are, what our company does, and what this podcast is going to be about. Do you want to talk about evolution? Do you want me to talk about it?
Oh, you can talk about it.
All right, so we're Evolution Financial Group. We're a financial services firm. We've been around for over 100 years. We do, like other firms, we do comprehensive financial planning. We'll talk a little bit about what differentiates us, some of the things that we do that you might not hear from other advisors. And we really want to give real life experiences that a lot of our business owners have been confronted with, and how we've been able to help them and help them navigate. So this is really just an educational platform here. Want to start by just giving some information on each of us. So do you want to talk about your background? And
Sure. I have not been here for 100 years, even though I may look like it. I am self-employed person for 28 years now. I've been doing the financial service side of the business for, I think, 18. Work a lot with business owners, a lot with individuals, and families in general. So focus really on the financial planning side of things, not so much just the investments in the insurance, but the whole plan in general. So that's my passion to the whole thing.
And we're both financial advisors. I'm a financial advisor as well, obviously. I've got into this industry in 2008, right after college, and it was a great time to get into it. Market crash couple months after I started, so it was a great learning experience. I actually got into the industry because an advisor took advantage of my family. We were middle class, blue collar, and teachers in my family. My grandfather saved his pension fund and his 403B, and when my mom inherited the accounts with her brothers and sisters, we nobody knew in my family anything about it. And I decided then that I needed to get into the industry. And once I did, I realized that there were some discrepancies in what this person was doing. And I decided, hey, I need to be in this industry to make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else. I've been fortunate. I started at Vanguard, went to Merrill Lynch to start my own practice, and then came over here in 2015. Brian and I are both partners at this firm. And we've really expanded who we work with and how we work with them. And my goal myself is just to be the most competent advisor I can be and to learn every day. And what Brian said, we're really focused a lot on business owners. We have a whole plethora of different types of clients, but the business owner market is a big one. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of information out there. Our industry is one of the few that you can't just plug it into AI, ask questions, and get the right answer, because there's a ton of different ways to get things done. So, yeah. So with that said, what do you?
Did you ever find the guy that?
Oh yeah, and he's he was retired by the time I was in the industry, and what he was doing, just to let you know, is he was buying and selling the same stocks every month. It was churning.
So he just turned it down.
And at the time, it was easier to get away with. Some regulations changed. They cracked down on it, but it was way overcharging the account. So it wasn't really doing right by the client. He was doing more to make his own money rather than to help out my family's needs. So,
and not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool.
And so, look, that's created my baseline of how I actually do financial advice and financial planning, which is I tell it to my team all the time. I tell it to people in this office all the time. You do enough good for enough people, you're going to make a lot of money in this industry. And I believe that you do what's right for people, show them that you're competent, and you'll be able to have a lot of success. So, yeah. Do you want to talk just a little bit briefly about sort of what they're going to get out of this podcast and what we're thinking as far as topics are concerned, and what they can expect to get out? So,
well, I think they're going to get something a little different from each of us, because we both have a different background and kind of specialize in different areas, even though we both have I don't want to call it a general idea of almost everything financial, but your dive is specific in one direction. I'm kind of, my focuses are a little bit different. But I think the idea really here is that, is to kind of answer those questions that we get every day from business owners or individuals about, you know, hey, I heard this or I read this or something on Facebook told me to do this, and just kind of to calm down the noise of the misinformation, the misinformation highway that's out there. People taking tax advice from people that don't have any knowledge of what's really happening in that person's business, the blanket advice that we get from people, the so-called gurus out there that tell everybody to do the same thing as if everybody's financial situation is exactly the same. So for my hope of this is that people are going to get out of this are to kind of, or there's little pieces of information that are actually helping them specifically. And it's really coming from a place where we're not trying to sell them a product. We're trying to provide them an education just to kind of calm down the noise of the misinformation. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking to provide.
Yeah. And for us, this is going to evolve, but our objective is to take some of the key topics that we hear every day from our business owners, kind of decipher what's true, what's not, but then also dive deeper into each topic, but then also bring in real life examples. We will have business owners on here, guests, current clients, experts in each field to actually go into more depth into each topic that we're going to discuss, whether it's how should I be organized as a business, what should I be doing as far as payroll, what should I be doing as far as taxes,
How much is my business worth?
Yeah, how much is my business worth? That's a big one. How exposed am I as far as protecting my asset? There's a lot of different ways that we can, an infinite amount of ways that we can go here. And we have some things in mind to begin with, but then we really want to bring in people that also can explain their own pain points, and even ones that we were able to help or ones that we potentially can leverage that are already existing relationships to say, hey, what are you experiencing right now? And especially with the ever-changing market environment and regulatory markets, it's really important to stay on top of things, and that's what we're here for, is to offer that advice, so and that knowledge. So,
it is an ever-changing world.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that we're going to be bringing the other experts too, because even though you and I may specialize in what we specialize from a planning standpoint, and different types of deferred compensation plans, 401k plans, all that stuff. There's a lot of things that people don't think of in their business not just taxes, but, we may be able to bring somebody in that helps them with rules and regulations of things they're doing right or not doing right with their employees. Keep some of these people from getting sued by employees, or some of the hiring changes. The Secure Act, there's so much information about the Secure Act that business owners, they just don't know. They don't have time to look into, and it's just too much information for them to do because they're in the daily, they're running the day-to-day business, and they don't have time for that stuff. So,
yep. And even by the time this podcast comes out, the tariffs will have been in place for a while, but even navigating that situation, I have clients that do manufacture in China, and they've noticed the tariff increase over a month ago, and trying to figure out how to effectively navigate that situation, which I'm not going to give you international business law advice by any means, but at least being able to give real life examples of things that you can do to help with your profit margins, and to what's going to pass the sniff test and what isn't, because some of the ideas that are out there, the government's already getting ahead of. But yeah, we're not here to offer legal advice or tax advice, but we will touch on things and then bring in people who are actually in those spaces to discuss them further. So,
and you travel so much, they might have to put a tariff on you.
That is true.
The Neal tariff.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's where we're heading, and we hope that if you do listen to this, that you can get something out of this. And yeah, we're going to evolve and start from here. So appreciate you tuning in and listening.
And we hope you don't stink.
Yeah, we'll do our best. So, thanks.